Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the part 6 of building your online portfolio. And in this video, we're going to build the My Project section. So let's start with this. And last video, we finished the My Skills section. So now let's put another comment in here. And let me just put this a bit in here so we can see. We don't need this too much. And let's start with a div in here. And let's give it a class of my projects. And inside of this div, we're going to have a h2. So a h2 title saying my projects. Exactly the same as the previous sections, you know, it's almost the same. And we're going to have 3 divs. And the first one is going to be a div with a class of project1. I'm just going to copy and paste this. And I'm going to put now project2, project3, and that's it. Okay, so let's style these. Let's see how it looks like so far. There you go. We just have the title, My Projects. And this is exactly the same as it was the last section. So let's just copy this. And in here, we're going to put My Projects section. And now we're going to put, let's just copy this. Let's go in here and we're going to put My Projects. What's going to be the background color? Background color is actually white, so it's fine. I'm going to put white. We want this padding as well to be on the top. Yeah, so this is fine. Text align center, so it's fine. So if we refresh the page, there you go. My project is now in here. Now we're going to do the same. So my projects h2. It's going to have the text transform of uppercase. Refresh. There you go. So it's fine. Now we need to build like these 3 projects. So in here we have 3 divs for each project that we still don't have anything. So let's say I want my dash projects, and I'm going to select the project 1. I'm going to do comma. I can just like go on the next line, or I can just like press space, you know, to target all the rest. So for now, instead of doing this, now for example for project 2 and project 3, I need to remove this comma on the last because we don't need it. I can just like press enter, and it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, guys. And what I'm going to say is I want this height in here to be 300 pixels, and I want the width to be 33.33333, just like the other one. And I want them to float on the left. So let's refresh. There's still nothing in there, so that's good. So let's see how does it look if we put a background color of red. Right, this is because they are all together. But maybe this time, let's make them with a width of, let's say, 30% each. So if they're going to be 30% each, it means that it's going to take 90% of the page. So there is still like a bit in here, which is 10%. So what can we do? We can say that margin on the left, it's going to be, so let's target like this. So for my project 1, let's just put this in here. So for my project 1, I want the margin left to be 1.5%. So 1.5%. And I want the margin right to be 1%. Okay, so this is fine. What's missing in here? This semicolon. Okay, so this is for my project 1 in here on the left. And then for my project 2, I want to have a margin on the left of 1 and margin right of 1, so that's fine. And I want my project 3 to have a margin left of 1 and this one 1.5%. If we refresh the page, right, okay, so this is still not exactly as we want. So let's give this a margin of 2 and a margin right of 1.5, and this is fine. And in here I'm going to give it a margin of 2 and 1.5 in here. Let's refresh the page. What's wrong in here? So we got 1. Ah, right, that's because I put this. Now that's much better. That's much better. Okay, let's see if you guys understood right now. So we are saying that each one of these projects that we are putting in here, they take 30% of the page. So this is 30%, 30%, 30%. It means that is 90% of the page. It's still left 10%. So this 10% now is going to be distributed with these margins. So for the project 1, it's going to be 2% in here, 1.5% in here, just this little bit in here. And then on the project 2, we have 1% margin on the left and 1% on the right. And then project 3, 1.5 in here and 2% in here. So if we add this all together, like 2, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, and this is 6, 7, and this is going to be 9. It's going to be almost the same, you know. So we can see that all of these divs, they are like well spaced, and it's like the space is almost like uniform. So okay, we got these three divs that we want. Now we can, let me just do what else. I can put a padding on the top of 50 pixels and padding on the bottom another 50 pixels. Let's refresh. There you go. I also want I want the margin top to be 0 on this H2 because I think, yeah, it was a bit too much. So padding bottom. Ah, right, okay, because in here is not happening the padding bottom because of the float. Like these divs in here, they are getting out of the container. So we need to do that again. The my dash projects after. So it's the pseudo element. I'm going to say display, no, content, sorry. Content, empty content with a display of block. And I'm going to clear both sides. If I refresh, there you go. Now we have some space on the bottom. That's what we wanted. We also want to put these underline after my projects. So if we go in here and we're going to put in here position relative, and I'm just going to copy these. My projects, I'm going to put this in here, refresh. Okay, what's wrong in there? I don't want this padding bottom. this should be in there. Yeah, right, now it's better. I had some padding in here that I didn't wanted, so yeah. Okay, so now it's looking better. Now we should put some images. So if we go in here on my desktop, I have these images in here that I want to use, and I'm going to put inside of our image folder these images, and I'm going to say, okay, for my project 1, I want the background image to be URL, and then I wanted these to be img, and the name, what's going to be the name? It's going to be this one, food, and where I'm a bit lost now. In here, .jpg, and I want the background size to be cover so we can see the image well. Let's refresh. Nothing happened. All right, I always forget about this because we are in the style.css. So it's like this. We are in here on the style.css writing. So to get access to that image, we need to go up one folder. To do this up one folder, we press ... and then /forward. So it means like this. We are in here, .css, we go up one folder with that ... then we go into image folder, and then we put the name. So now it should work. If I save this, refresh, there you go. Now it's there. So let's just copy these for the other ones. So where is it? I'm going to put this laptop and pumpkin. Okay, so this one is going to be pumpkin.jpg, and this is going to be laptop. I think that's it. Yeah, this is exactly what we want. Okay, so we got this, and we can just get rid of this background color because we are not using it anymore. Now we're going to make this kind of hover effect. You see when you put with the mouse that it gets a bit dark. So for that, we're going to do in index.html, inside of our each project, we're going to create a div with a class of overlay, because this is going to be our overlay. Let's give this name. Let's just copy this. I'm going to put the same inside of the other divs. Let's just indent this correctly so it looks nice and tidy. And what we're going to do in here is, let's go back to our style.css. We're going to say that inside of our my projects, well, I always forget to put this dash. We're going to put our div with the class overlay. And this div with the class overlay, we want it to have a width of 100% of the parent, a height of 100% of the parent, and to be position absolute. I explained the position absolute in one of the previous videos. So you need to put now position, where is it in my projects? Relative, it's already in there. So that's great. Let's refresh the page. Okay, we still can't see anything. That's because, let's see what's in here. Yeah, so this is my projects overlay. Oh, we don't want to put that one. We want to put each one of these projects with a display with a position of position relative. So it should be in here, position relative. Okay, let's refresh. Yeah, now it's fine. So this overlay, we want it to have a background color of, now we're going to use some RGBA. So if we put like 0, 0, 0, and 1. So if we refresh the page now, okay, there's still nothing happening. Okay, let's see what's going wrong in here. So RGBA, that's why. Okay, now if you refresh, it's all black. That's what we want. So this is RGBA. It means that this bit in here, it's the color. So for example, if you put all white, it's going to be 255, 255, 255. So this is another way to put colors. You have like hexadecimals, you have like the names like blue, white, red, green, or whatever, and you have like this RGB. So we want to be all black. So if you go in here, look, and you change this, look how the numbers they are changing in there. So each color they have like a specific code for RGB, and so if we put this all black, that's what we want. And then the last number is going to be the opacity. If it's going to be 1, it means that it's all black. RGBA. Sorry, you need to put this A, not just RGB. If you refresh, it's all black. But now if you put, for example, 0.6, now you can see something through. So this is what we wanted. Okay, so now let's add the view project anchor. So if we go in here, we're gonna add this anchor A, and we're just gonna put a pound in here, and we're gonna put like view project, and we're gonna style it just like this, dot overlay anchor, and we're gonna do what was the thing that we had in here before. So if I go, let me just push this a bit in here. So if I put this with a hover in here, I'm just going to explain this. So if we go in here, we're just going to put this. So this one is going to be display inline block, font size 18 pixels, 20 pixels. Okay, so let's refresh the page. There you go, it's there on the top. Exactly as we want. So let's go to the file again and put this view project everywhere. Okay, let's refresh the page. There you go. So this is what we want. Now let's push this down a little bit, because this is like position. Let's say that we want a padding top to be 310 pixels. 10 pixels in here for the overlay. So now you can't see that one because it's around here, look. But we're gonna give the parent element, which is my project, I want the overflow to be hidden. So if we refresh, now, oh, still here. No, so we want to put this overflow hidden on this one, because it's for our project 1, 2, and 3. So there you go. Now it's not there anymore. Oops, this is the one that we are doing. Okay, now it's not here anymore. But now, if we're gonna do let me just get rid of these. Hover on the overlay. Hover. I want the padding top to be 130 pixels, and I want the transition to be all 0.5 seconds and with ease. If I refresh, there you go. So this is fine. Okay, but now we just want this overlay to be like this darker color when we hover it. So what we're going to do is remove this background color from our overlay like it doesn't exist, and only put it when we hover it. So if we save, refresh the page, there you go. And that's it, guys, basically. So let me just like recap what we did in here in this section. So we start my project in here with a big container for let's say a div with a class my projects. We put a h2 title in here. We style it the same way as we styled everything before. We created 3 divs in here. Each div is going to have where is it? Each div, it's going to have a width of 30%. So it's going to take like 90% of the page, and then the rest we're going to put it in here as margins on the side. Then we create in here this div with a class overlay, which we're going to put with a position absolute, and is going to have 100% of the container and 100% of the height, 100% width and height of the container. When we hover it, where is it, the hover? When we hover it, we're going to give it this RGBA color, which is black, and a percentage of opacity, which is 0.6. And the way that this div in this anchor text is just like moving is because initially we are giving it a padding top of 310 pixels. That's why it's outside around here. But we are saying that, okay, in our projects, I want the overflow to be hidden. Whatever is inside of our project 2, project 1, project 3, whatever is inside and is getting out of this square in here that you can see, is going to be hidden completely. So this is what we are doing. And then we are saying like, when we do my projects and we do a hover, we want the padding top to not be 310, but to be 130. So this in here now, look at here. This here on the top is 130. And this transition is going to affect everything in 0.5 seconds and with the ease to be smooth. So basically that's how it works, guys. And I guess that's it for this section. You know, we only have left now the contact section, and we have the contact section and the footer, and that should be it for this series. Is not too much videos left, only 2 left. So this is really like just the basics for everyone. I'm gonna try to make even more websites so you guys can understand and see different examples as well, so you can understand everything better. If you are liking this kind of series, just let me know in the comments down below. I really enjoy like when you guys telling me that you are enjoying this, or if you are not enjoying me, what can I improve as well, of course. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for all your support, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.